Hello everyone, welcome to Crypto Morning Wednesday, September 25th, 2024. The term's often overused, but for once it's fitting to talk about a planetary alignment. In the market cycle, Bitcoin started pumping and altcoins quickly followed suit. It's been months, maybe years, since we've seen altcoins finally outperforming Bitcoin like this. Macroeconomically, news and inflows are very positive. The cherry on top, China's surprising move. We discussed it in yesterday's flash, but it's still an unexpected announcement. China's aligning with the Fed, ECB, and Bank of England policies by cutting rates too. They're doing it Chinese style, two-pronged approach with massive asset buybacks. We're talking 150 billion, potentially reaching 500 billion. So the drop in rates is positive, pushing liquidity towards risky assets. And these assets will be bought in mass. We know there's a major real estate crisis unfolding in China, which will inject a lot of liquidity into the market. Don't forget, this is the world's second largest economy, so it'll impact all markets. The KC 40 gained significantly. Opening before the US, it rose 1.28% and stabilized, with luxury stocks benefiting enormously. The S&P 500 saw a slight dip, as we're expecting important economic data this week. The market is still waiting for confirmation on key indicators. There's much debate about a potential recession. This week's figures will either confirm or deny the economic recovery, recession, or stagnation. This week, like every last Friday of the month, so Friday the 27th, we'll see options expiration. It looks positive, more call than put buyers, but max pain is at 58. So maybe this indicator will be off the mark for me too, but it shows high volume and ongoing market tension. Markets should ease from Friday noon as usual, but there'll be 48 hours of pressure due to options expiration. This is good news, simply for the liquidity it brings. Some people, Muslims in particular, can't invest in crypto for religious reasons. There's a whole sector, by the way, Islamic banking, which grew enormously in England in the 2000s. It's now a huge sector, largely driven by the English and English banks, and now Bybit is doing something similar, opening accounts that comply with Islamic laws. This simply brings in new clients and assets, especially when you look at the Middle East. It's good news for cryptocurrency adoption, plain and simple. Then there's Capital, quite well known, who I follow on YouTube. He doesn't make many videos, but he always presents the same pattern. It's another way to see where we are today. A traditional post-halving phase where we'll consolidate for months, as we all know. I think we all know this by heart. We're waiting for the green phase now. I agree with him, but it doesn't add much to our thinking. We know this is what makes 99.9% of communities optimistic, that we're confident the year end will be positive. Now, will we see a surge next week or in 2 weeks? I've been waiting over 2 years. If it takes 2 or 3 more weeks, that's fine. But the breakout will come. Let's look at the chart. Bitcoin's battling around 84k next. Ethereum ETF. Huge outflows. It's the year's big letdown. They launched it mid-summer. The timing seemed rushed. What's surprising is its resilience given the outflows and low ETF interest. I'd say they're holding up well. It shows people are buying Ethereum right now. Then there's ASIC, after a while, going after TrueCoin LD and True Token, who manage TrueUSD. Interestingly, they didn't deny the accusations. They paid the fines right away. It's always the same issue with stablecoins, which is why caution is necessary. The collateral, typically invested in low-risk assets like 4 to 5% US bonds, was instead put into extremely high-risk funds. You invest in a stablecoin unaware it's backed by very risky assets. Beyond that, it's about adoption. I'm looking at the next level, as I discussed in a video yesterday. It's worth stepping back to see that now there's no debate anymore. Wall Street and global finance, all banks and investment funds are considering it, are already working on offering Bitcoin and hopefully more cryptocurrencies in general to their clients. So that's the key issue regarding adoption. What I'm waiting for is countries too, at some point, but they won't announce it because but to see how countries start allocating, as Trump suggested, part of their reserves to Bitcoin. Analysts are warning us about potentially the biggest altcoin season since 2017. I think it's entirely possible. And do you know why? Because in the last 7 months, even tokens like Tau that are now surging lost 75 to 95%. It was worth 800, now it's at 200, so it lost over 75%, even Meshi at around 170. That's how it goes in crypto, but I think the decline has been so severe on today's level, and I've been saying this for weeks now. It's taken off since I thought, the prices we were seeing on many altcoins meant we could easily project 10x gains on a lot of altcoins. Now we have cases on 2 LSI. We have quite a bit on the total 3, which could signal a breakout, but it's still in progress. It hasn't yet. It's ongoing, and we'll see it. Many altcoins confirming this reversal. The map looks pretty good, especially with all green except Hex, almost shield. I don't know. And look, 64,400. We're there, folks. It's crazy. We're in the fight zone. We've all been waiting for it. And Ethereum's not bad either. Over 2006. We need to move away from 2005, get closer to 3,000. Decent volume too. Under 30 is still low average. Bitcoin, look, we'll obviously zoom in here. Did we pass through there or not? We're passing through right now. You understand we'll have to wait, maybe tomorrow or the day after. Tomorrow's GDP stats might be a chance to shake things up, but you can see we're in the thick of it. Right on the zone, last bit of stress, then I think Bitcoin might just break through easily. The toughest part is here. Up there, the range's top will be much easier for me. Then Tao, crazy yesterday, broke $600. Imagine above $600, it hasn't been there for weeks. It pulled back a bit, but we still end with a green candle. The momentum's great. It'll be overbought soon, not yet though. I'm watching closely. It's at about 65 on the RSI, so not even overbought yet. At some point during market downturns, that's when we might need to make our final position. Even with nice green candles and high volume, a 20 to 30% drop could occur. This might be the last chance to buy Tau in this bull cycle. But right now, I don't think it's the time to buy Tau. As for CKB, I see a potential head and shoulders pattern forming. I expected a larger pattern with a longer curve. It seems to be attempting a rebound now. We'll watch, but I think it's a classic head and shoulders. 8 stacks, hoping for Tau. Not yet, but nearing $2. Its pivot point. Suji RT emerging like many others. Double bottom breaking MM50 and 100. Jamie's got core stacks and Tau. Lots of resistance, but when it breaks, it'll be big. It needs to break that 2.5 cent zone. Then we'll see Jamie much higher, I think. And CFX, a really great project in layer 1, one of my favorites. Finally showing a nice green candle with volume returning to CFX after a long time. We're hoping for a reversal. To validate the reversal, we'll need to target 22 cents. It could happen very quickly. We've seen Tau explode while Fight has recovered well. I think the 2 big projects to watch are Tau and Fetch. Looking at bull market goals, Fetch seems relatively cheap compared to Tau. It hasn't broken its 200-day moving average yet, so that's the risk. It might face rejection around 1.80. For those without AI crypto, it's one of the big AI players and relatively cheap. We discussed it a lot under $1, always better to buy then. Projecting to a bull market, it might hit 8, 10, 12, 15, who knows? That's all from me. Have a great day. See you soon. Ciao, everyone.